So guys, Marathon has officially been delayed. Bungie has dropped a developer update article on us, so we're going to read through that and then we'll go over my thoughts on everything. So, thank you not only for your passion and feedback around Marathon reveal and alpha playtest, but also for your patience while we took the time to listen closely and chart our next steps. For every comment and real-time conversation on social media and Discord, your voice has been strong and clear. We've taken this to heart, and we know that we need more time to craft Marathon into the game that truly reflects your passion. After much discussion with our dev team, we've made the decision to delay the September 23rd release. The alpha test created an opportunity for us to calibrate and focus the game on what will make it uniquely compelling. Survival under pressure, mystery and lore around every corner, raid-like endgame challenges, and Bungie's genre-defining FPS combat. We're using this time to empower the team to create the intense, high-stakes experience that the title like Marathon is built around. This means deepening the relationship between the developers and the game's most important voices, our players. Over the next few months, we'll continue closed testing, including participants from the alpha, to deploy gameplay updates and test new features as they come online. Some of the immediate focus areas will include upping survival game, more challenging and engaging AI encounters, more rewarding runs with new types of loot and dynamic events, making combat more tense and strategic, doubling down on the Marathon universe with increasing visual fidelity, more narrative and environmental storytelling to discover and interact with, a darker tone that delivers on the themes of the original trilogy, and adding more social experiences like a better player experience for solo and duo players, proximity chat so social stories can come to life. You'll hear from us again later this fall when we can share the progress we've made alongside the game's new release date. Thank you again for your patience and, much more importantly, your passion. Your continued feedback will help us make Marathon the incredible gaming experience we all know it can be. So, I feel like this comes at no big surprise to literally anyone. If you've heard about Marathon, you've heard how people thought about it during its alpha playtest, and I am so glad that Bungie made the decision to drop the NDA on that playtest, because we could be living in a timeline right now where nobody really knows what's going on with the game itself, and then it comes out on September 23rd in the state that it was in the alpha, and it just absolutely is just dead on arrival. So I'm very glad that the alpha dropped the NDA and that people were able to give their feedback on the game early so that then changes like these could be made. Now, that being said, we do not know a brand new release date for the game, although with it being announced that they'll share more information around the fall time, I'm guessing that we might hear more maybe around the Game Awards potentially, but that's just my guess. Also, I don't know how their timeline would work alongside Destiny 2 releases, because I believe Renegades, their Star Wars themed expansion, is meant to be dropping around the end of this year, so I don't know if Marathon would then be like an early 2026 release, because then if you release it early 2026, you're lining up pretty close there with GTA 6, which is something that nobody wants to do right now. So trying to avoid GTA 6 whilst also trying to avoid any relevant Destiny releases is going to be a very hard challenge for Bungie to nail down, but once they have a confirmation on the new release date, they'll obviously share more on that. Going into some of the updates though on their focus areas, upping survival game with more challenging and engaging AI encounters, very good. I did find myself, once I got to grips with the alpha itself, the AI didn't really become that much of a challenge overall. When you first run into it, you're like, okay, these guys are quite difficult to take down. But once you understood how they played and how they moved and what they were capable of, it wasn't really all that much of a challenge. So seeing that be addressed is really good. More rewarding runs with new types of loot and dynamic events. I will say dynamic events sounds really good, because there was only like the same couple of events that happened within a match. So seeing that become more dynamic and random in a way would be very good. More rewarding runs I feel like would also be amazing, because throughout my entire playtime I think I only found like one exotic item, which wasn't really what I had expected. So running into more higher tier loot would be really good, but also trying not to ruin the economy in a way would also be a great thing there. Making combat more tense and strategic, also very good thing to note here. Through my playtime with the alpha, there wasn't really much strategy other than, okay, these people are currently looting, just absolutely annihilate them and you basically win. There were some encounters where I literally didn't even see like where I was being shot from or stuff like that, so just having this be more focused on and having there be more strategy behind different encounters, be it PvE or PvP, would be very, very good. Doubling down on the Marathon universe as well with increased visual fidelity, more storytelling, and darker tones that deliver on the themes of the original trilogy. Also very good changes. I feel like one of the major critiques that I heard from the closed alpha was the fact that the game didn't really feel like Marathon. For those who don't know, Bungie made Marathon ages ago now. It was like one of the first FPS games that you could play on a computer, and it didn't really seem like those people who had played those older games really felt like this newer Marathon game had a connection to the older one. So them tying it back into the original trilogy there is going to be very, very good. Increased visual fidelity. I do want to note that the cinematic that they dropped for this game looks incredible and probably got a lot of people way more interested in the game than they originally were. So if they can get closer to what that cinematic was in terms of visual quality, that would be amazing. I do not think they're going to be able to get like a one-to-one, like have the cinematic basically become the game type thing. I don't think that's possible, but if they could at least get close to that, that would be amazing. Next, adding more social experiences. I cannot stress this enough, but not having proximity chat in this game on launch would have been so bad. People who have played Arc Raiders, and from the content that I've seen of Arc Raiders with the proximity chat stuff, has been so funny to watch. Being able to go into like a solo or a group game and just find random players and then team up or just have funny conversations in the game is just going to be so good for Marathon. Because there were times in the alpha where I was like, okay, I just really want to complete a quest, but oh no, these guys are just coming to murder me, and there's no way to tell them, yo, can I just like collect this item real quick and leave, or I can give you this stuff and we can like trade items basically so I can live. Stuff like that needed to be in this game, and the fact that it wasn't even brought up, like every time that they brought up proximity chat in like the live streams that they did, proximity chat has always been like a question that they've kind of just dodged around, which is just really weird for an extraction shooter, especially seeing how good it was in Arc Raiders. Like just not having it in the game at launch, just, oh, it would have sucked so hard. And also a better experience for solo and duo players. Such a good change as well. Not being able to go in solo to a match sucked so hard because you would just be running into groups of people and then you'd just be at a major disadvantage, and then going in on your own, which was possible, just wasn't really worth doing at all. So yeah, good changes all around. Glad to see that this game is getting these changes. Hopefully when they drop more testings, hopefully they do an open beta or something for these tests before the game goes live, so then more people can get their hands on the game and give their feedback on it, because the more people that play this game, the more feedback can be given and just the more changes can be added to make it a somewhat good game, because during the alpha it wasn't really all that great. So very good to see that it's being delayed, so then these changes can be made. And yeah, I think that's everything that I really have to say on this. If you guys want to read this for yourself, I'll have it linked down in the description as well. And if they post any more information, I'll be sure to leave it down in the pinned comment. But I'm guessing that we're not going to hear anything of major importance until that full update, whenever they decide to drop that. Either way, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.